Undeniably the greatest winner of any athlete in American team sports, Bill Russell was born in Monroe, Louisiana, but was an Oakland native from the age of 8 as his parents moved the family west to escape the Jim Crow segregation of the South. Russell's basketball prowess wasn't immediate. He didn't start a game at McClymonds High School and wasn't a contributor until his junior year, when he, along with future Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Frank Robinson, helped lead the Warriors to back-to-back titles in the Tournament of Champions, the precursor to today's California State Championships. The defensive-oriented and low-scoring Russell was largely ignored by college recruiters, but after watching him in a high school game, a scout from the University of San Francisco was impressed enough by the slender shot blocker to offer him a scholarship. Russell, along with teammates Casey Jones and Hal Perry, made history on the hilltop in more ways than one, becoming the first team to win an NCAA championship while starting 3 African-American players in 1955, then repeating in '56 as the first undefeated champion in college history. Russell finished his collegiate career with a then-record 55 consecutive wins. Russ was the Dons' undeniable star, winning Most Outstanding Player of the Final Four in '55 and '56, averaging 20 points and an amazing 20 rebounds per game. Hall of Fame center George Mikan said at the time, "Let's face it, he's the best ever. He's so good, he scares you." Russell also revolutionized the defensive game, popularizing the concept of help defense and leaping to block shots, prompting legendary UCLA coach John Wooden to call him the greatest defensive player he's ever seen. But the stigma of race dogged Russell and his teammates. On the road, they became the targets of racist taunts and were denied access to hotels during a tournament in Oklahoma. After being passed over for Northern California Player of the Year by a white player in a season where he was the dominant force on a national championship team, Russell made a conscious decision to focus on the team successes over individual accolades from that point forward. After captaining the U.S. to Olympic gold in 1956 and turning down an offer from the Harlem Globetrotters, Russell was drafted 2nd overall by the Boston Celtics after coach and owner Red Auerbach coaxed the team with the top pick, the Rochester Royals, to not draft Russell by securing them a series of shows by the Ice Capades dancers. The Royals got their ice shows, the Celtics got the centerpiece of arguably the greatest dynasty in sports history. Despite not joining the Celtics until December due to his Olympic commitment, Russell averaged almost 15 points and 20 rebounds as a rookie, leading Boston to the 2nd-best record in franchise history and its first NBA championship. Joined by multiple future Hall of Famers, including former USF and Olympic teammate Jones, Bob Cousy, John Havlicek, and of course Auerbach, the Celts ripped off 8 straight league championships from 1959 to '66. No other team has won more than 3 straight in NBA history. Remembered almost as much as the titles were Russell's epic battles with Wilt Chamberlain, dubbed the Big Collision and Battle of the Titans. The matchups between the 2 most dominant players the game had seen mesmerized the sports world and brought the NBA into the mainstream. Russell and Chamberlain squared off 7 times in the Eastern Conference Finals, and while Wilt often won the statistical battle, Russell and the Celtics won the series 6 times, followed up by 6 NBA titles.
You always need the best to bring the best out in you. So I was always fortunate to have to know that I was going to play against William Felton Russell.
The winning is only important if you beat the best. My friend Wilt Norman Chamberlain was far and away the best player I've ever played against.
In 1967, Auerbach retired from coaching and handed the reins to Russell, making him not only player-coach, but the first African-American head coach in NBA history. After winning his 10th title the next season, Russ pulled off perhaps the jewel of his incredible career during the 1970 finals, coaching and captaining an aging Celtics team to another NBA championship against a heavily favored Lakers team that featured Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and yes, Wilt Chamberlain. After winning their 11th title together, Russell and now exclusively owner Auerbach celebrated in the victorious locker room.
I know it's hard to say what's in your mind right now, Bill, and it must have been a great win.
Well, this is such a great bunch of guys, you know, and it's just been so fabulous the way they played for me. And it sounds all corny, you know, to start talking like that, but I told these guys before the game, I don't care what happens, I wouldn't trade you guys for any guys in the world.
It would be Russell's final game as a player. His numbers upon retirement: 5 Most Valuable Player awards, 12 All-Star appearances, an amazing career rebounding average of 22.5 per game, and of course, those 11 championships. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1975, his first year of eligibility. But Russell was much more than one of the all-time great players. He was a man of conscience and a pioneer. An African-American superstar during a time when much of the country was still warming up to the image of a black man as a leader and in the spotlight. He made his own moves and spoke his mind.
I would kick your
The embodiment of the team player was also the epitome of the independent athlete. He helped pave the way for the modern NBA superstar. The respect Russell commands in today's league is clearly apparent by the reverence today's star players have when in his presence.
Vision, trust, and sacrifice. That's what lies at the heart of a champion and a small sliver of what's inside the mind of this basketball genius. Please join me in saluting my mentor, friend, and inspiration to all of us, Bill Russell.
His legacy, no clearer than the name attached to the trophy given to the Finals MVP, the Bill Russell NBA Finals Most Valuable Player Award.